Welcome again. In the last video we went through the receiver tab and it was quite lengthy. Now in this video we'll be going to the modes tab, and the modes generally is the menu for mapping different buttons from your transmitter. So in the modes tab right here we have our transmitter with telemetry. That means it's connected to the drone. You can have this here deselected, so we have all the possible modes available. The first thing you can see is clearly blank here, but I don't click on add range. For arming is generally a range, so you're going to click on add range. On here it's going to click on auto, then you're going to flip the button for your arming. So this button will be for arming, and since this button is now turned on, it tells me that my drone is armed. I will shift that here. I can also scale it, so I scale it around here. Then I'm going to turn arming off to make sure that this yellow line right here is out of the range here. So this is basically the range. So when I want to arm, when I turn on arm switch or the arm button, it should go in the range right here, and when it turns off it should be out of the range. And I click save right here. So now it shows armed and disarmed. So right here arming is disabled because it is connected to Betaflight, and I can start my drone while it's connected to Betaflight. So now I'm going to turn arming off. You can have buttons for angle. Sometimes your buttons may not work. Is because you have to actually configure your mixer, and that's something that has to be done on your receiver. Now, even in the last video about the receivers connecting, I told you that I'm using the external RF. You also have to disable the internal RF via your transmitter inside of the settings here, inside of the menu, and enable the external only. My external is 915 megahertz, same as my receiver, and that's the only way it connects. The two must match. Now, enough of talking about this. Now, since that's mapped and all my buttons are mapped, angle mode. If I want to go into angle mode, I can select this here, auto. I'm going to click on a switch. Angle mode means like if my drone is currently, should always be in angle mode anyways. So angle mode on the other hand, I'll keep it like that. So no matter what position this is, it will be angle mode. What I can also do, I can just leave it like this. So I can use two different modes. Angle mode is at the top, right here. So angle mode is at the top. I'm going to add a range for horizon, and I'm going to put it as auto, and horizon mode is at the bottom, right here. So when I'm in horizon mode at the bottom here, yeah, for some reason, let's try it out. So I'm in angle right here. On horizon is giving me issues. Sorry, horizon is on 12, so that's why. So that's right here. So what actually happened a while ago, aux 12, which is the kind of accelerometer inside of my transmitter here, it took the auto function. So this is why. So here I now have, when this is enabled at the top, when this is flipped up, it is in angle mode, and when you flip down, it is in horizon mode. So clearly you can see the lines meet in the range. Angle mode, horizon mode. So I'm going to add a range for preamp. My preamp will be that button. So since it's already showed auto, I'll click on that button, and I'm going to slide the range. And I'm going to turn off that button and make sure that it's out of the range when it's turned off. So that's preamp, and that's so preamp is like an ignition for arming. So preamp must be enabled before you can arm. So even though you disarmed while prearm is enabled prior to disarming, so every time you're going to arm, you need to turn on prearm first. Every single time you're going to arm, you need to turn on prearm first. Prearm will not stay on even though it's switched down. It has to be manually prearmed and then armed in that sequence every single time. So now this is prearm, this is now out of prearm, and this is disarmed, this is angle mode, this is horizon mode. And that's generally how the modes work. And generally that's it for this video. Quite short and simple, and see you guys in the next video.